As we crank our heaters during these cold nights, how much is it costing us? An expert shares money-saving tips and how to keep our heating system safe.
San Diego police say they have gotten thousands of guns off our streets. We're working for you tonight to figure out where those guns come from.
Should the damages on the seawall at Children's Pool be repaired?
And fangs that can pierce a human fingernail. Where Hercules, the venomous spider, is now calling home. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
With temperatures dipping into the 40s at night, even lower in some areas, more of you are turning on your heaters and paying the price when the bill comes. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. It is going to be a cold night. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis will join us in just a moment with a first look at your microclimate forecast. But we begin with CBS 8's Brian White, working for you with ways to keep your energy costs down. Brian?
With these colder temperatures lately, we've been cranking our heater to 70, and we've been seeing the effect on our power bill. This was my SDG&E bill at $120 for October when I wasn't using the heater. It bumped up to $190 the next month as it started getting colder. And now that I've turned up the heat throughout December, my current bill's at $221. That's an increase of more than $100 from a few months ago. So what can we do to save money on our heating bill? First and foremost, making sure our HVAC system isn't working harder than it needs to.
This is a standard filter. It's important to understand that it's absolutely critical to keep this one changed on a regular basis because of the restriction of the airflow. If you restrict airflow too much, your heat exchanger gets too hot.
Keith Zirk is with Personal Plumbing, Heating and Cooling and has 30 years in the HVAC business. He says when you change your filter, it's important to use the right size.
This one happens to be a 16 by 25, which is size for this particular furnace. And it's also important to recognize that the airflow is already marked on there, so you want to make sure that you're putting it in properly.
What about closing off vents to rooms we don't need to heat? Can that save money? Keith says no, it might actually cause damage.
Please understand, your system is designed to have all the vents open. If you start shutting off different registers, you're now restricting airflow again, and you can cause havoc with overheating your heat exchanger.
And if you don't have a central HVAC system, you might be using a portable space heater to keep warm. Keith says be careful and keep it on a flat surface.
A couple of things to look out for is they do get hot, so if you have children in the house, you have to make sure that they're not in access to them, and as well as making sure there's no flammables around them.
No matter how you're heating your home, a good carbon monoxide detector is key.
Carbon monoxide is an issue with older furnaces. That's why it's very important that you pick the proper carbon monoxide detector. So it's really important if when you buy one or when you're looking and researching one that you get the lowest parts per million as possible.
To keep things running smoothly, Keith recommends getting your HVAC system serviced once a year by a professional. Working for you, Brian White, CBS 8.
Much more prematurely in all the electrical.
So just how cold will it get tonight?
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us now with the first look at your microclimate forecast, and it's been pretty darn cold.
And it's getting even colder.
Cold, boy. It's cold.
It is.
Heater.
She's using a heated blanket.
Electric blanket.
I don't blame you.
I make sure it's safe every night. Check the cords and connections.
I don't blame you because these temperatures are just going to be downright cold, and there's even the potential for some frost across our inland valleys. When we look at our overnight lows for tonight through tomorrow morning, you're talking widespread 40s and 30s across inland areas, even 28 degrees for Ramona, 41 degrees for Jamul, the same for La Mesa, and also looking at 50 degrees for Encinitas. So it's going to be chilly out there. Now, this trend's going to stick around for a little while. When you take a look at our overnight lows for coastal communities, they're going to warm up just a little bit as we do have an area of high pressure at least by Saturday. But then look at that drop from Saturday into Sunday. Yeah, we're getting even colder because another storm system is set to move in, and this one does look to bring some of the coldest air that we've had so far this winter into the low 30s on Sunday to start off the day across inland areas, and then the 20s are expected across the mountains as well as the desert. So it's going to get cold around here with yet another storm system set to roll in and even bringing a chance for more snow in our local mountains. So we'll go ahead and take a look at your complete forecast coming up. Marcella.
Thanks, Carlene. Tonight, we know the name of a woman whose body was found inside of a freezer in a home in Allied Gardens. Police say relatives visiting from out of town found the body of Mary Margaret Haxby Jones inside the freezer on December 22nd. Detectives say Haxby Jones used to live at the address. If she was still alive today, she would be 81 years old. But investigators say she could have been missing or dead for as many as 9 years. The case is being investigated as a suspicious death. Anyone with information is asked to call the San Diego Police Homicide Unit. The military contractor known as Fat Leonard has made his first court appearance since returning to San Diego. But it could be a while before Leonard Francis is sentenced. His defense team is seeking to withdraw from the case, and any new team will need to familiarize themselves with the case. Francis pleaded guilty in 2015 to bribing Navy officers with cash and sex workers in exchange for classified information. He was awaiting sentencing when prosecutors say he cut off his GPS monitor and escaped to Venezuela.
All lanes of the 5 freeway are back open in North County tonight following a pursuit from Los Angeles that ended in Encinitas. It started with police chasing an attempted murder suspect up in LA, with CHP taking over as the driver kept going south all the way into San Diego County late this morning. The chase finally ended with a pit maneuver was blocked by the tree there that was on a northbound on-ramp to the 5 after the driver briefly got off the freeway. San Diego police have gotten more than 13,000 illegal guns off our streets since 2018, and tonight we're working for you to find out where these guns come from.
We compiled data for the last few years to take a closer look at guns in the city of San Diego. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes is working for you on this story and joins us now live with a look at the numbers. Kirsten?
Yeah, San Diego police gave CBS 8 an exclusive inside look into their weapons vault, where they're storing guns for crimes that include murder, domestic violence, and sexual assault. We're talking about guns that include handguns, long guns like shotguns and rifles, and ghost guns as well. And San Diego police say the guns that they have here are just the tip of the iceberg.
It's scary, yeah, because I live in there. And that's why San Diego police say they are working to get and keep guns off our streets.
Oh, yellow, CBS code 121199. Weapon in his hand.
With the goal to keep San Diegans.
It just seems more and more we're coming across people who are willing to turn and fire at police.
And law enforcement safe.
So this is where we keep all of our rifles for the gun property. We have guns that are ready for disposal, as well as weapons that have been used in sex crimes, as well as homicides.
Captain Laura McLean gave CBS 8 an inside tour of the San Diego Police Department's gun vault, where more than 13,000 guns are held for safekeeping and for evidence. Some of the guns inside these white boxes were used in San Diego's most heinous murders and violent crimes, including police shootings and sex crimes.
And that doesn't include the weapons that we're holding for evidence on any crime in the city of San Diego.
CBS 8 is working for you, taking a closer look at where all of these guns come from. Since 2018, SDPD has confiscated more than 6,000 guns for evidence used in crimes. Nearly 150 were considered found property. Nearly 5,000 were considered gun safekeeping, and nearly 2,000 guns held here have various points of origin outside of evidence for crimes.
It's scary thinking that a lot of these guns are out there committing crimes. There's also a lot of what we call ghost guns. Those are the manufactured guns. We call them firearms manufactured by unknown subjects.
CBS 8 took a look at the different types of guns found. More than 1,500 were shotguns, about 3,000 were long guns or assault rifles, and SDPD has seized more than 8,500 handguns. And police say this is just the tip of the iceberg.
We only have a very small fraction of what is out there.
San Diego police also tell us that some of the guns used in murders, officer-involved shootings, and sexual assault, they're going to have to store those guns for 99 years. That's so that those crimes can have enough time to make it through our court system. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Very eye-opening, Kirsten. So what type of long gun or rifle that was confiscated the most by SDPD?
Yeah, SDPD says that they confiscate the most AR-15s and M16s out of those long guns. That's what's confiscated here in San Diego the most.
Kirsten Holmes reporting for us. Thanks, Kirsten.
Still ahead, the red carpet has been kicked out. A preview of this Sunday's Golden Globe Awards.
Plus a new batch of unsealed documents in the Jeffrey Epstein case.
And up next, a closer look at new storm damage to the seawall at the La Jolla Children's Pool.